Okay, this is a quick video to show you the new filter item that is available in the meter stuff, filter display. And here it is. It essentially views the passband and is independent of the zoom from this. So if you were to just retune here, of course you get to see what you're looking at with the passband. And there's a whole load of options for it. These are all the options. So we're seeing the limits there at the moment. You can get rid of those. You can also alter font scaling, that type of thing. You can put it into, well, it's currently in sideband mode, so it's only showing the sideband you're in, but you can have it so 0 is the center, and it will always be processing -10 to +10K, even though you're even though the image is, the display is cropped. The limit here is set through your filter widths, which is in the normal place, general filters, and for instance we could have 5K as the upper bound, and that will do that, like so. And of course 10K, which is pretty much standard, or 9,999. What you can also do is you can have a zoom. So at the moment we don't have any zoom for receive. Get rid of that for TX as well. So you can have a global zoom for receive, which is this. And you can have a mode specific zoom, which these values get added to this when you're in these specific modes. So we're currently in upper side band, so that would be the same as having 2 here, because that's 1 and 1. So if you remember about there, and 2, it's roughly in the same place. So yes, that's how that works. And of course you can entirely set your colors and everything, whichever display you want. Waterfall only. Let's shove it on some constant data like FT8 down there. You can have it in waterfall, panafall, pan adapter mode. You can also use these buttons down here. At the moment MNF is turned on, the manual notch filter system is turned on. You can see blue background. You can also click it off and on here. And you can add manual notch filters through here as well. That's the color here. We could change this to, you know, be orange or whatever. And when you highlight it, of course, you can drag it around. As you'd expect, you can mouse wheel. And you can see it carving the data away there. That's entirely visual, and that is the option for that is in DSP MNF. DSP MNF visual approximation. So you can, if you don't want to use that, you can switch that off. You can right-click these to delete, or to, you know, set these, or use some fixed widths that are defined. Of course, when you pick very narrow ones, the width of the notch is limited by your filter size here. So as you can see, it's still quite wide, even though I'm on 4096, and it will actually increase in width. You can see that's the minimum notch width now. Although I'm asking for 25 Hz, that's roughly the minimum notch width at that window size, at that filter size. Something else to note, the edge slopes are defined by this, so you can see them altering as a visual approximation of how the filter is going to be affected by these, and it only works in RX. That at the moment doesn't work in TX. That might happen at some point in the future, But yeah, you can drag these around, of course. You can add more. You know, you can do all that sort of thing. You can obviously resize this to whatever size you want. And like I say, change the font size. So if it down there it's too small to read anything, you could scale the font so you can read the stuff even in a small view. So it's very flexible, and of course now those fonts will be massive, so you can reduce those for that. And things like waterfall drop speed here, so that's asking for a new row of pixels every one frame, and currently the filters are displaying at 30 FPS, so they're fixed frame rates. You can do things like, you know, fade on RX like you normally do if it's something you want to use. And you know, you can change the background colors of certain aspects of it. The low color as well of the waterfall, that type of thing. And it uses all the low and high for the waterfall and the spectrum grid sizes from RX1 and RX2. So if we were to alter this, you can see how it is affecting that over there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The other thing to mention is, because this is obviously the meter system, you could add another container. And you could add a filter display on that one, and you could add your filter buttons. And on the filter buttons you could say, okay, increase the number of columns to 2 rows. And this is just an example of this. Background color of the actual form of the window we can set to that. Increase the border size I like to do, which has an effect of shrinking the text, and then you can set the border color to be the same as the background, which sort of separates them out without using the margin, which margins are not used on the outer edges. So that's a way to achieve that sort of look. And then you could, you know, add some radius, and if you want the font slightly reduced, you could do that as well. Then we could alter the height vertical ratio of this to give a bit more. Auto height the container, and there you go. We could put that into sideband mode, and we could have a receive zoom on there to make it more suitable. And there we go. There's a little view for down here with all your filter buttons and everything that you can click. And you know, you could just drag this as well. So yeah, it's very flexible. So there we are, just a quick video on that. It should be coming out at some point soon. 2.10.3.7, there's quite a lot of changes. I can bring up the changelog for 2.10.3.7, which will be released at some point. Like I say, there's a whole bunch of fixes from 2.10.3.6, and quite a few new features as well. So, and this being one of the main ones. So yeah, there we are. Okay, cool. I'll quickly post this, and cheers for watching.